SpaceX goes public this Friday at $1.8 trillion in valuation. Most people are calling it the AI bubble top, but there are still two more mega IPOs after this with Anthropic and OpenAI. So here's why I believe the bubble window stays open for another 4 months and how I plan to actually play it. We have to cover the SpaceX IPO today because the actual event is on June 12th. After doing actual research on this, I can tell you that SpaceX stock itself probably doesn't have that much upside anymore. However, it's going to drive a big wave of just continued speculation in the AI sector and actually driving up the risk of the NASDAQ significantly. So I'll show you exactly what I think about the SpaceX IPO this week, how to play it, whether I plan to play it or not. And if you think it's overvalued, you can actually already start to short it, and I'll show you how. Is the bubble going to burst? I don't believe so. And I have already given my read on this situation on another live stream, and you can go ahead and watch that right here, the one with the bubble on it. When will the AI bubble burst? So long story short, coming from a crypto background and knowing how, for lack of a better word, the crypto industry works, I'm sure that this is just how the TradFi works anyways, but from a much higher level. The major liquidity events are the IPOs. You can go back to the dot-com bubble burst. The dot-com bubble burst in March, and in the same year in February was the pets.com IPO. So in order for the biggest amount of liquidity to be squeezed out of the market, the IPOs have to go into a frothy market. They cannot have the market already losing confidence and then at the same time trying to push $3 trillion plus IPOs down retail investors' throats in the same year. Okay, we're talking about SpaceX, Anthropic, and OpenAI. So that's why the frothiness, I believe, will continue for the rest of this year. Some people will try to convince you that, hey, this is because of fundamentals and all of the companies are actually beating their fundamentals. Just look at the Broadcom's new earnings. They are actually beating earnings, even though you have a drawdown, you have a correction. This is the time to buy. Yes, I agree. If you are holding AI chips stocks, it's probably another 6 months to go in this bubble. But it is a bubble, and eventually it will burst. And I don't think it will burst when the fundamentals shift around. I think it will burst when the sentiment truly gets so extremely bullish after the 3 IPOs. The other major news I wanted to cover for today, and the major segment, is SpaceX. So the SpaceX IPO is this week. It's on June 12th. This Friday. Should you buy it? Should you short it? Or should you avoid it? And how do you do it? What do I plan to do? What do I actually think? So SpaceX is going public at a $1.75 trillion valuation. You can give that number to anybody else and they'll tell you, hey, that's not cheap. Okay. It's not insane yet, but it's certainly not cheap. However, when you look at some of the actual filing specifics, the trade becomes much clearer, and that is it's probably an avoid or short. SpaceX today is not just a space company. They are 3 companies rolled into one. There is SpaceX, the rocket company. There is xAI, which is X, which is Twitter, and their AI lab. And there is Starlink, the orbital internet company. Out of those 3, Starlink is actually the most impressive company, believe it or not. So if there is one segment and one sector that SpaceX is proving to be a strong company in, it's Starlink. It's this orbital internet technology. It's very strong. The SpaceX rocket company is doing okay, while xAI is really lagging behind in the AI lab portion, and they are burning money essentially. All of the signs are set up for this to be a trap for the retail. SpaceX is offering a record-breaking $75 billion that they plan to raise in this IPO. And this is because 30% of the float, 30% is going to retail.